Hi, this is Abid. Welcome to our YouTube channel, GMAT and GR Instructor. In our today's video, we'll talk about habits. Those habits which are very much important for you to be successful on GMAT. Now, I'll specifically talk here the most important 5 habits that will help you to boost your GMAT score. Now, there is a very old cliche, which is if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now, the fact is that it tells us that if you don't make any plan for you to be successful in future, for example, you want to be here after 5 years, but you're not making any plan. So if you don't make any plan, that means you made a plan to be a failure. So having no plan is a plan of being failure. But if you make a plan, that must be justified by the circumstances that you are in now. Now, before that, if you want to sit for GMAT, then you have to make a SWOT analysis on yourself. What is your strength, what is your opportunity, threats and weaknesses. Now, based on the analysis, you will make a plan that this is my targeted place that I just want to be after 5 years or 3 years or 2 years, and it must be my procedure to go there. So this is basically the procedure by what we just make our plan, and we just try to achieve our goal. Now, this is the normal way of thinking. Recently, I was just reading a book which I personally find very much interesting for you to be successful. And this book gives us a structure, a formula for success, and how to make a plan, how to make a success plan. Now, the book is written by James Clear, who is very much famous writer, and the name of the book is Atomic Habits. Now, he is teaching us how to think and how to make a formula to be successful in future. And he just made a diagram. I'll just try to explain it to you, because I personally find it is very much intriguing, and hopefully it will help you to make a better plan for yourself in future. Now, let us have a look on the board. Now, here he made a 3-layer, 3 circles, and the first layer stands for outcomes. Now, what is outcomes? He explained outcomes is basically the goal. Now, everybody on this planet, everybody is talking about setting the goal. Setting the goal is very much important. Everybody will come and tell it to you. Now, he is saying something different to us. Now, first he just showed the thought process that we have, and we just make a plan. I'll just go for that, and his plan I'll just try to portray to you. Now, let us see how we make the plan. So first we set the goal. Now, since outcome, this is the layer of outcome, this is the layer of goal. So let's say this is my goal to get 720 on GMAT or 700, whatever it is. Now, if it is my goal, then first I set my goal, then I have to go through. The second one stands for processes. Now, if I want to have 720 on GMAT, then I must go through some processes. For example, I have to keep practicing, I have to invest my money, time and effort. Then if my luck favors, then I just can get 720. Now, these processes are something that you have to go through in this layer. And the third layer, once you just get 720, then you seek for your identity, that I have been a student of Harvard Business School or Stanford Business School. So you just search for your personal identity, that I targeted to have 720 and I struggle. Now I have got it. Now I must have an identity. So then we search for an identity, which is identity here. This is the procedure by what we just think of to make a plan, or our thought process works. Now, Mr. Clear, he is just trying to portray something else. He is teaching us that it must be started from here if you want to be successful. Now, everybody is thinking in this way, and the arrow is coming from here, from outcomes to processes, then identity. But Mr. Clear, he is teaching us it must be started from the identity. So now the fact is that what is identity? Now, he is teaching us that at first you have to ask yourself who you are. Now, once you find out who you are, then you have to ask yourself what you want to be. Now, if you want to find out who truly you are, then you have to make a SWOT analysis. What are your strengths and opportunities, threats and weakness, what is your circumstances, and how environment reacts with you. These are the catalysts that sometimes help you to define yourself. Now, once you find out that who truly you are, then only you just can say, I just want to be in that place after that period of time, or in coming future, or in late future. Now, once you find out who truly you are, what is your core value, then only you can go to the process. Then only you can go to the process. Because once you find out your identity, identity means who you are. Remember, identity means who you are and what you want to be. Now, once you find out who you are, then only you can find out what you want to be. Now, once you find out what you want to be, you truly know, because it is real you. It is not that, hypothetical, or somebody said that, yes, you can. No, you can't. At first, you have to find out who you are. That will tell you that what you want to be. Now, once you find out what you want to be, then you know very well that you have to go through these procedures. These are the processes that you have to go through to strengthen, to make sure, to establish your identity, that is what you want to be in future. Now, then automatically it comes, what are those processes that you have to go through to ensure your identity. Then it comes, your process naturally takes you to your goal. It must not be 720, it could be 750 also, it could be 700 also, because your identity will make sure how much struggle, how much effort you have to put in to establish on the processes stage. Then processes stage, that means the effort or the struggle that you will go through to make sure identity, will lead you automatically, then naturally, to the outcome stage, which can be 750 also. We don't know that. You have to find out, you have to ask yourself to find out your identity that will lead you to the desired outcome in a natural process. So this is what you are just telling. Now, if we start in this way, in Clear's way, then I personally find, and he just proved, there's so many people who have been successful following this strategy, following this formula. Now, let me just get back to the most important 5 habits that I personally found are very much intriguing, and if you can implement those habits, then obviously it is pretty sure that you will be much more successful and you can boast about your GMAT score. Now, let us have a look what are those the most important 5 habits. Now, it is said that if you can grow up a habit, then it is perhaps the real you. And if it is not your habit, that if you start doing at times, or you are not regular on something, then it doesn't bring you perhaps the best benefit for you. Now, the first thing is that you have to grow these 5 habits if you want to be successful. Now, let's have a look. The first one is read 30 minutes a day. Now, the point is, it is said that the readers are the leaders. So if you want to be a leader in our today's world, then you must read. Now, the fact is that maybe you're not trying to be a leader, but you're just trying to have a very good score on GMAT. But even for that, you have to read. Why? Because there are many people who are, whose first language is English, but they are not reading. Now, once they are not reading, once they sit down for the test, it is something which is new to them. But if it is, known to you that you are reading every day for the last 6 months, now you just set for the exam, it is much more easier for you to understand the reading comprehension and other parts of GMAT, even to understand the critical reasoning section also. Now, reading 30 minutes a day. If you read 2 hours every day, then read 30 minutes more. If you don't read every day, then read at least 30 minutes. Now, what to read? You can read the reading comprehension of GMAT official guide, and there are so many, so many practice tests also. You can go for those. But the fact is that I personally suggest you go for, something which is beyond your comfort zone. Read some history, read some philosophy, read some psychology, and read some political science. Read whatever you like. You can read some geography also, because it will give you some other knowledge also, which can help you for GMAT. Even in real life, you will get benefited by reading those articles or some study on statistics also. And the second thing is that learn every day. Learn daily. Now, this point is very much important. If you learn something every day about GMAT, it will help you. Now, let me give you an example to understand. For example, if you go to the gym on Saturday, and if you just go to the gym for Saturday for 3 or 4 hours, and if you don't go in other days, other 6 days, it doesn't bring any health benefit to you. Now, what if you go every day to gym for 30 minutes? It does help you. Now, the fact is that it's not like that you will cram, you will just study for GMAT 2 days in a week, and for the rest of the 5 days you will be just sitting back inside your room. It doesn't make any sense actually. So you have to be, the point is, you have to be very, very, very much consistent about your study, even if it is for little amount of time, but you have to make sure that you are very much regular. Now, learning here does not imply that only you will just read or you'll just try to do something. It means you have to practice. Now you can go through so many YouTube videos about GMAT, and there's so many GMAT instructors around the world. You can Google it, but the fact is that you can learn so many strategic tricks and tricks, but this is you who has to do it by yourself at the end of the day. So once you're just at home, use your brain, use your creativity, and try to practice as much as you can. It does help you, and you'll be able to understand it on the test day. Now let us come back to the third point. The third habit is take pain. Now taking pain is very much important. Now once you started practicing, then now the question is from where you can practice. You can practice from so many places, but I will personally suggest you to go for the official guide 2019 of GMAT, and it has more than 800 questions, 900 questions. It will help you to understand how the real question looks like. Now the point is taking pain. What is taking pain? Taking pain is, for example, you're just trying to solve a math problem from quantitative section. Now you just got stuck. You personally think, you are just thinking that yes, why can't I solve this math, because this is very much easy and I did it before. Now why can't I? So you'll just take some stress. Now once you start taking stress, then what almost everybody does is they just go to the some of the last pages of this book, because there are some answers, and they just solve this math by just seeing the answer. No, this is something which is very much harmful. You must stop it, and you must take pain, because once you start taking pain that I must solve this math, I must solve this problem, then you will start thinking, and some of the parts of your brain will start working in a much more creative way, and you just can magnify your creativity, because on the test day you can't go back to the answer pages, so you have to answer it. There is no way that you can skip this question, so you have to answer it. So you must utilize your brain. Forget about the time it may take to solve 30 or 40 minutes to solve a math. Go for that and be enthusiastic and be persistent that I must solve this math, I must solve this problem. This type of attitude will make you much more creative, and it will help you to think more, and it will help you to solve other questions in much more easier way. Now get back to the fourth habit, which is very, very important: practice test. Now you're just reading 30 minutes extra every day. You're learning, you are practicing, you are taking pain, you are just being much more creative. Now the thing is, if you can't evaluate yourself, if you can't find out that how much improvement you just made last couple of days that you started practicing, you started taking preparation, then how come you will find out that this is your position and this much you need to develop yourself? So find out the real position, the real place that you have just acquired for yourself by struggle, by the effort that you just invested. You must sit for practice test once a week. There are so many organizations who are just taking practice tests. For example, Dominate, GMAT, and Manhattan, and Magush, and like Veritas. There are so many organizations, they are going for practice tests. If you're interested, go to those organizations. They are ready to welcome you. So it is important to identify your real position. And the last one is a bit out of the box, and I personally find it very, very much important, which is express gratitude. Now expressing gratitude is very important for you. It is a kind of spiritual, because at the end of the day you must satisfy yourself, you must be happy, and it does bring the difference. Now I just can give you an example to make you understand. For example, if you get up today, how you will just start thinking how happy you are because you are alive. And if you start thinking that you are always blessed and you are grateful to each and everybody who are just trying to make our life beautiful, it may be your parents, it may be your neighbors, it may be the people around you, it may be your friends, everybody who are contributing to make your life beautiful, be grateful to those people. And be grateful because you are alive today. It does bring the difference. Why? Let me give you another example also. Think that you are just going to the GMAT test. This is your day. This is today. Now if you go there being scared, now if you're being scared, then how come you'll be able to give your best performance on the day? But if you're not scared, if you don't fear, and since this is the first time experience, if it is first time for you, and if you are not scared, if you think that you are blessed, you are happy, you are in peace, your heart is tranquil and calm, because you just grew a habit in yourself from 6 months before, that you are always blessed and you express gratitude, and you are in bliss, then it will help you to give your best performance on the exam days. Now once you give the best performance of yours, then it is naturally understood that perhaps it will be your best score as far as GMAT is concerned. So thank you very much. If you have any question, put it on our comment section. We'll try to give you the best answer, and thank you very much. See you soon in our next video.